Jamie Dornan shocked fans with his social media status in the middle of the night. On a hot midsummer night in London, Jamie Dornan stayed up until dawn. He had just finished filming an intense scene for his new movie, and his mind was filled with complicated emotions. Unable to sleep, he scrolled through his phone, reading messages from his manager and friends, but his heart was still in turmoil. Suddenly, while waiting for the internet to stabilize, Jamie opened his social media app. An idea stuck with him: post a status in the middle of the night, saying something honest about his career, his life, and his surging emotions. Without thinking much, he typed, "There's something I haven't said all day. Sometimes, the bright spotlights are just a cover for a lonely heart." Then he pressed post, without editing. The status was posted at 2:17 a.m. London time. At that time, most of his fans were asleep, but a few people who stayed up late still happened to see it. After a few minutes, the silence on the screen turned to attention. The first comment, a heart. Then hundreds of reactions, then thousands. Some called it a ghostly midnight status, some were moved, others recognized the mixed signs of joy and anger. Fans began to share, ironically not knowing whether this was a PR stunt for the film or something more serious. People were talking everywhere. Is Jamie sad? Is he ready to open up? Why in the middle of the night? Fan pages, blogs, and live streams began to discuss, adding to the story behind it, partly prompted by the status itself: absent lover despite the glamour. Wave of reactions. The next morning, the situation became noisy. The news station started to post, "Jamie Dornan shocks with moody midnight status." The headline was accompanied by speculation about the pressure of the role, family tension. Fans followed closely. On the fan forum, some shared that they smiled and cried at the same time when they read the line. Others were outraged that he seemed to be selling his private life. At the same time, the media began to contact Jamie's representatives, hoping for an official response. Jamie did not respond. He woke up after a short night, still feeling exhausted, not knowing what big deal he had done, thinking it was just a heartfelt statement. But the phone buzzed with messages, calls to emails from the press, even a message from Amelia Warner. Amelia Warner appeared. Amelia Warner received the first notification around 7 a.m. She looked at the status, her heart aching, not because her partner was upset, but because it made people curious, both his career, his private life, now exposed to suspicion. She called Jamie, but couldn't reach him. Amelia's personal page was also flooded with comments this morning. Is she in crisis? Are you okay? She was silent, heartbroken. She felt like rushing to explain to her fans, to the press, but she knew that if she reacted hastily, things could easily go too far. By noon, the media was around their house. Reporters were taking pictures in front of the door. The management company representative told Jamie to speak up, and Amelia called a lawyer. She wanted to control the direction of the story. Finally, in the afternoon, Amelia wrote a long, subtle and straightforward message on her social media, with tens of thousands of followers. The message was gentle but clear. "Let me speak on behalf of my husband. Last night Jamie posted a sincere sentence about human emotions. No need to make a fuss. It was not a PR stunt, nor a sign of crisis. It was simply an artist's heart, tired and wanting to be acknowledged for its fragility. I hope you understand that we should not paint a complicated story on a simple background." She asked everyone not to equate the role with life, not to turn the artist's sensitive sadness into a joke or exaggeration. Her words lightened the mood, but also raised hundreds of questions. Is Jamie in crisis? How is his family? Facing the truth, Amelia stood in the light of day, solemn but gentle. She did not avoid it, she chose to speak clearly, to speak the truth. She continued, "We are in the midst of a stressful production. Jamie is trying to balance his deeply emotional role with himself as a normal husband and father. Sometimes he forgets the line between drama and life. And last night was when he took off his stage makeup to say something that the press usually doesn't see." She thanked the fans for always loving the two of them. But she also gently reminded, "Your concern means a lot, but don't let it become suffocating. There are days when we smile simply, but yesterday he needed a wish for peace, not an additional note." The post was later quoted by many news sites, praising the brave spirit of the female artist who took responsibility. Commenters said, "Amelia is very smart, very understanding of her husband and her career." Continuing the story, after Amelia's explanation, there was a pause. Jamie read his wife's status, feeling relieved. He called her, his voice trembling, Thank you for understanding." Amelia gently said, "Don't put yourself too heavily. I believe in you and the audience. Even if you shout, they don't understand, I'm still here." Jamie returns to the legal office to control the spread, experience the media expert to learn the limits of sharing. He wants to continue to be an artist but not let the crowd welcome ordinary life. Fans are taking care of the follow-up. Many write, "Thanks to Amelia, we know where the boundaries are, protect the artist's privacy." Jamie seems to be doing better. Recovery and new emotions. Jamie returns to work, filming with a different mindset, more aware of real fragility. He spends time talking to the crew about mental health, his colleagues. He confides in an undisclosed publisher. He wants to write an art diary book, where he dedicates a page to the night that happened, but not for the thrill, but to share how artists overcome emotional vulnerability. Amelia and Jamie begin holding private talks for artists, holding small classes to share skills in maintaining boundaries between work and life. Jamie is a role model. He tells the story of the night and how his wife handled it, gently, not too personal, but just enough to inspire. Beyond the night, one evening after filming wraps, Jamie and Amelia sit on the balcony of their house, the lights of the London cityscape shimmering in the distance. He tells her how that night felt, not sad, but like a deep breath in the midst of chaos, a moment of real life. He said, "I didn't think it was a good idea to post it, but in that moment, it was the only thing I could say." Amelia took his hand, and then, "What did you choose?" "Real life, us." He smiled, gently, "Because at the end of the day, I need to live with my true feelings, but not let those feelings get in the way of a peaceful life." They sat together for a long time, without words. There was only the city full of lights and the sound of the night wind gently rustling the leaves.